Money laundering, a term that often echoes the corridors of financial institutions and regulatory bodies, represents a covert mechanism employed to disguise the origins of illicitly obtained funds. This sophisticated process traverses through a labyrinth of financial transactions, rendering the money's true source obscure. However, beyond its intricacies lies a profound impact on society, permeating through various facets of life. In today's video, we will be taking a look at what is money laundering, what are the money laundering techniques used, and how does money laundering affect society and economy. Hello, and welcome to another KYC Lookup video, where we bring you AML related content to help you enhance your knowledge in the fight against money laundering. Before diving into today's video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Oh, and don't forget to leave us a comment with any suggested topics you would like us to cover in the future. So, on to today's video. What is money laundering? At its core, money laundering embodies a clandestine endeavour to legitimise dirty money derived from criminal activities, such as drug trafficking, corruption, terrorism, and human trafficking. This practice jeopardises the integrity of financial systems worldwide, fueling an economy that thrives on anonymity and deception. The process of money laundering typically unfolds in three distinct phases: placement, layering, and integration. So let's take a look at each stage in a little more detail. Placement. This involves placing illicit funds into a financial system, typically through methods like cash deposits, currency exchanges, or purchases of valuable assets such as real estate or high-value goods. By introducing the money into legitimate channels, criminals aim to obscure its illegal origins. Layering. In this phase, launderers conduct a series of complex financial transactions to conceal the source of their funds further. This may involve transferring money between multiple accounts, making international wire transfers, or engaging in transactions with shell companies or offshore accounts. Layering serves to obfuscate the paper trail and make it difficult for authorities to trace the funds back to their criminal source. Integration. The final stage of money laundering involves reintroducing the laundered funds into a legitimate economy. This may be done through investments in legitimate businesses, purchasing assets or luxury goods, or simply withdrawing the money as seemingly clean funds. By integrating the laundered funds into legitimate financial activities, criminals seek to enjoy the proceeds of their illicit activities without arousing suspicion. What money laundering techniques are used? There are many techniques used by criminals to launder their money. Here are 3 ways criminals launder their proceeds from crime. Structuring or smurfing. This involves breaking down large sums of illicit money into smaller, less conspicuous amounts to avoid triggering reporting requirements or suspicion. Smaller transactions are conducted across multiple accounts or locations, making it harder for authorities to detect patterns of suspicious activity. Trade-based money laundering. Criminals may use legitimate trade transactions to disguise the movement of illicit funds. This can involve over or under invoicing goods, manipulating prices, or falsifying documents to conceal the true value of goods traded. Trade-based money laundering often exploits the complexity of international trade networks and difficulties in verifying the authenticity of transactions. And cryptocurrency transactions. With the rise of cryptocurrencies, criminals have increasingly turned to these digital assets to launder money. Cryptocurrencies offer a degree of anonymity and decentralization that can be exploited to obscure the origins and destinations of funds. Criminals may use mixing services or decentralized exchanges to launder illicit proceeds through cryptocurrencies. These techniques are often used in combination and may involve the collaboration of multiple individuals or entities to facilitate the laundering process effectively. Despite efforts by law enforcement and regulatory authorities to combat money laundering, criminals continue to devise new and innovative methods to launder illicit funds, making it an ongoing challenge to detect and prevent financial crime. How does money laundering affect society and economy? The consequences of money laundering reverberate far beyond the confines of financial institutions. Firstly, it undermines the integrity of the global financial system, eroding trust and confidence in banking institutions and regulatory frameworks. This erosion of trust can have severe repercussions, ranging from diminished investor confidence to increased regulatory scrutiny, ultimately stifling economic growth and development. Money laundering has profound effects on both society and economy, permeating various sectors and undermining the stability and integrity of financial systems. Here are some key ways in which money laundering impacts society and the economy. Undermining the rule of law. Money laundering undermines the rule of law by allowing criminals to benefit from their illicit activities without facing consequences. This erodes trust in legal and regulatory frameworks, and undermining citizens' confidence in institutions. Funding organised crime and terrorism. Money laundering provides financial support to organised crime syndicates, terrorist organisations, and other illicit groups. By facilitating the movement of illicit funds, money laundering enables the groups to expand their operations, corrupt public officials, and perpetuate acts of violence, posing significant threats to public safety and national security. Distorting economic systems. Money laundering distorts economic systems by diverting resources away from legitimate enterprises and channels them into illicit activities. This can have detrimental effects on economic growth, innovation, and productivity, as resources are allocated ineffectively and market dynamics are distorted. Increasing socio-economic inequality. Money laundering exacerbates socio-economic inequalities by diverting resources away from socially beneficial activities and into criminal enterprises. This can widen the gap between the rich and the poor, exacerbating poverty, inequality, and social exclusion. Erosion of trust and confidence. Money laundering erodes trust and confidence in financial institutions, regulatory bodies, and the broader economy. When individuals and businesses perceive the financial system as vulnerable to abuse and exploitation, they may become reluctant to engage in legitimate financial transactions, leading to reduced investment, slower economic growth, and increased market volatility. Impeding development. Money laundering hampers efforts to foster sustainable development by diverting resources away from essential services and infrastructure projects. Illicit funds laundered through corruption, fraud, and other criminal activities deprive communities of vital resources needed for education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, hindering progress towards economic and social development goals, and increased regulatory and compliance costs. Money laundering imposes significant costs on financial institutions and businesses in the form of regulatory compliance requirements, due diligence obligations, and anti-money laundering AML measures. These costs can be passed on to the consumers in the form of higher fees and charges, reducing access to financial services and hindering economic inclusion. In conclusion, money laundering represents not merely a financial crime, but a pervasive societal menace that undermines the fabric of democratic societies and jeopardizes the integrity of the global financial system. Tackling this multifaceted challenge requires unwavering commitment, collaboration, and innovation, as we strive to safeguard the integrity of our financial systems and uphold the principles of transparency, accountability, and justice. Well, there you have it. What is money laundering? What are the money laundering techniques used? And how does money laundering affect society and economy? Please tell us in the comments section if you think more could be done to fight money laundering and any other topics you would like us to cover in the future. We have now launched our very own fully accredited courses for you to take a more in-depth look at a variety of subjects, such as Introduction to AML, Beneficial Ownership, and Customer Risk Rating, for example. So make sure you visit our website for further details, and let us help you connect the dots in KYC. Thank you for watching the video, and if you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe to watch more amazing videos.